All right, we are back with another episode on our $1 to $1 million challenge. Now today, we're taking things back to basics. I'll talk about what the plan is today. I'm gonna throw the bonuses up on screen while I talk through this. All right, so our weekly was $3.32, and for the rest of these, I'm pretty much gonna let them play out. I'll pop in and mention some stuff along the way, but our plan for today is to go back to basics. I feel like recently we've been playing a lot of blackjack, a lot of games that have been taking our balance away. I've been playing a little bit more aggressive. I talked about this in the past where theoretically, mathematically, the shorter you play, the less of a chance that house edge comes into play, because the more bets you have, the more that house edge will creep in mathematically. So I've been trying to play more aggressive with bigger bets and play like shorter periods of time. Also, I think part of some recent losses were me just being more aggressive with bigger bets, trying to do fewer hands, fewer bets, and then we've been increasing the bets too to kind of match that strategy. So with a couple losses, it sends the balance, or like the 4% stop loss for the day. That's what we work with, 4% of the bankroll. If I get a couple losses, it hurts the bankroll, and we have to come back from that. And it's really tough to come back when you have a deep dive in the beginning. So it's a different strategy. I was hoping it would work out. It seems like it's not really doing us too well. So what I'm gonna do today, the plan is to go back to episode 1, and I'm gonna copy my exact strategies from the first episode, which I will admit, I'll show these in a minute, what I plan on doing, but they are a little bit more aggressive. Also on this rocket strategy, I had $10 a casino bonus, and I had to wager it 10 times to keep it, and I ended up hitting a 1.01x, and it busted at some point here. I mean, actually maybe like the next one, because I think there's 2 playthroughs to rocket, but on one of these I bust, and technically, I lost the $10 bonus, but I still made like $1 from the 1% gain each playthrough. So I lost my $10, but I got the bonus at the end of it, so it kind of like equaled out. I got like a little bit back from the bet, so that makes sense. Like the 1.01x paid out like $1, so I lost $10. I got my $10 bonus, which recovered that, so I didn't really profit like $1. So that's why I threw it in here. It's not a huge game, but still adding to the balance, so I kept it in. There's the bust right there. So either way, the first episode, my bankroll was literally $1, and then like $2 and then $3. That's when we first started. So the bets were a little bit higher, purely because I didn't have much to work with in the bankroll. You can't really bet less than a cent. I mean, you can, but that was 1% of the balance. But I'm gonna keep that strategy today. I'm gonna use the same bet size that I did in that first episode, which was 1% of the balance for the like 1 penny and everything. So here's the strategies I used. I'm just keeping track of myself. I'm actually gonna go back through all of my videos and see what worked well, because we had that crazy win streak, right? So this is what I did. This is what we're doing today. I know it's a little bit confusing, but I'm just gonna explain it as I go through. This is more for my personal use, not really like for the viewers, for you guys to understand necessarily, but I'll explain these. So this is what I did in the first episode, these 3 strategies. If I pop over into this sheet here, we can see that like I had a really good win streak in the beginning, I had a loss, and then all these wins here. So what I wanna do is go back throughout my videos and see what I was doing here. Why was I winning so much? Like, what was I playing? What was my bet size? What was my whole strategy that actually allowed me to get these many wins? Because I switched up recently, and I think that's when we started. Like, same here, huge win streak, right? What was I doing during all that? What was really helping the balance? Because I think around here, when I started getting all these losses, is when I started playing more aggressive. And as the balance gets bigger, obviously the 4% stop loss gets bigger, so we take those hits, they hit a lot harder than hitting a 4% stop loss on a $20 balance. I mean, it's still 4% either way, and I always try to preface that, like I'm always thinking about percentages, but psychologically speaking, you see like the $20 loss instead of a $2 loss, it makes you a little bit more like uneasy. You want to like get that back, right? It hurts losing $20 more than losing $2, but it's the same percentage. So I have to keep that in mind. It's something I have to work on with myself, and I get that. Either way, so we are starting off with $530 today after adding up all the bonuses that I just showed. Not a ton of bonuses were added, just very small amounts, but we're sitting at 530, which makes our 1% profit goal $5.30, and our stop loss is like $21. Like I said, I'm gonna keep the bets exactly the same. I think I got really lucky in the first episode since we got like a lot of wins, and I didn't actually get like many losses at all. Actually, I think there was maybe like, I played dice. It was the first game. I got a couple losses on it, but not many. What I did is I was going for 1 penny, so I bet 1 penny. So that was 1% of the bankroll, which today is 530. So we're gonna do a 530 bet on a 50-50, and the max bet I did was 2%, so I should only double this up once. So that gives us a few bets to work with. Ideally, we want to hit this on the first bet to get the 2x multiplier. If we don't, I doubled it up and chased it, but I never got 2 losses in a row. So this will be a quick playthrough, win or lose. It'll be a quick one. So luckily, we hit the win. That's what we wanted to get. So we'll just keep it at that. But if I would have lost there, I would have doubled up to like 1060, and then I never doubled up past that because that would be 4% of the bankroll, which is a risky bet. But either way, that worked out very well. Luckily, we won that, so that's good. We're gonna move on to day 2. Okay, day 121 was a win. I actually wasn't really paying much attention to the bonuses in the beginning I showed, but we actually had like $20 added to the bonus, or to the bankroll from the one app with the deposit matches. So it actually does help our balance out a lot. So coming into day 122, I'm just saying that because in the beginning of the episode, I said we didn't add much to the bankroll, but we actually did. I just wasn't paying much attention, but we did add $20 right there. So that boosts us up a lot. And now we're sitting at $553 for day 122. And our 1% profit goal was $5.53, and our stop loss is $22. So now we're on the wheel, which was day 2 of the challenge. I did the wheel on low risk, and there's a 20% chance of this losing. Now what I did is I took 4% of the bankroll and try to just get 2 wins by hitting the white twice, and then I got my 1% profit goal. But I think that's a little bit risky. Okay, I think the math's a little bit off, but we're using 2%. I just reset the live stats. We're using 2% of the bankroll. So the total bankroll, we have 4% to work with. I'm gonna use 2% and do a couple spins. So if we lose this, we could still try to recover, hopefully. That's tough. Okay. We just can't get 2 in a row. Okay. Now we have to get a lot of wins back to recover from this. All right. 1 more win, and we're back to where we were. Okay. That's a lot of wins. So we need 553. So let's try to get 1 more. And then we need like $1 from here. I think if we do a 550, we hit this, we should be good. So we're still 1 cent short. So let me bring this down and do 5 cent bet. Okay, there it is. We got the dub today. Let's enter that in the sheet. So day 122 was a win. We got $5.54. So for day 123, adding up all of the outside bankrolls and the website balance, we're sitting at $559, which makes our 1% profit goal $5.60, and then our stop loss is $22. All right, so my third playthrough for today, and on the original video, I'm gonna copy the original video, day 1, which worked out. We got 3 wins in a row. Today we got 2 wins so far, so let's see if we can get this third one. What I did is I took 2% of the bankroll, so that's half our stop loss, which will be $11.20. And we have 3 mines, and then I have to go for 3 clicks, which would be a 1.48x if it works out. So let's reset the live stats. Hopefully we can get 3 clicks without hitting a bomb. Okay, that's not quite where we need to be because it's a 1.48, it's not a 1.5. So we're gonna cash that out. Still need 23 cents. So I'm gonna bring this down a little bit here. Maybe let's go for like 80 cents and try to do the same thing. So we need 1 more click. Okay, So that hits the profit goal. We have 574, a little bit above it, but we'll take the extra. So copying the first video worked out very well. Glad it worked out because I needed to go back to basics to try to get some wins back, because what I was doing before was working, and I'm gonna go back through like all of my videos. I'm gonna try to watch all of them, keep track of all my strategies I was doing, and see what worked, see what didn't work. Obviously the recent betting strategy of increasing our bets wasn't really doing too well. So, you know, if things aren't broken, don't try to fix them. That's what I'm trying to look at here. You know, what was working for me, let's keep doing that. You know, I know these are a little bit high risk for sure. We're using like half the bankroll or like half the stop loss today. But again, these were the original videos where I only had like a couple pennies to work with. So I had to be a little bit more aggressive. Luckily today it worked out. But I think as I get further in the videos that I did, like not episode 1, but maybe like episode like 10 to like 15, around there maybe, I think those strategies will be a lot safer since we had those big win streaks. I'm gonna go through, look what I did, keep track of everything, the bet size, and see how many times that stuff worked, how many times it didn't work, and see which strategies I use that work the best. Now, if you guys have strategies that work in your favor, there's stuff that you find that works for you if you're doing this challenge on your own. Again, I never promote or condone this. I know people do it, but I never suggest you try this. But if you have suggestions that do work for you, feel free to leave those below or in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you can join the Discord in the description. There's a link down there. I'd be really happy to hear what you guys got, because I'm trying to rework our strategies again because they weren't working recently. So that's the whole concept here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna wrap up on the Excel sheet. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, please leave some comments, or in the Discord we have a whole channel for strategies, so feel free to leave some suggestions in there and for other people as well. Okay, so to wrap things up, we're sitting at a total of 565 bucks in the balance. So that's pretty darn good. We're still coming back. That's pretty much where we were last episode, where we started off. So I'm also trying not to rush this as much. Just to clarify too, I don't know if I mentioned this episode, but I feel like I usually record for like an hour, if not more. I feel like at that point I'm starting to get drained, and I'm like just trying to get through the video rather than actually try to get wins. So doing a quick session, I only did 3 days today instead of 4, doing stuff. I'm trying to make the videos a little bit shorter on my end. I don't know if they'll end up being shorter on your end. But I feel like the longer I play personally, the like worse decisions I make, and I'm trying to, if I get a couple losses if I do 4 days, I get a loss on day 1 or 2 out of the video, then the next couple of days I try to be more aggressive. I know I do that. I don't like intentionally try to do it, but I realize like, oh, I got a 4% loss, I need to catch back up, right? So I try to be more aggressive the next couple of days so I can like guarantee a win. But I usually just play more aggressive and get more losses, and it just kind of compounds. So I'm trying to be mindful of the whole like psychological aspect and the mental headspace on this too. And for me, I feel like the less I play, the better I operate. If I'm sitting here for an hour playing versus like 20 minutes, I feel like the 20-minute sessions for me go a lot better. So I usually come into the videos, I really don't have like a super tight game plan. But I figured today, if I go back to basics and do what I usually like used to do, that's what I'm doing no matter what. Instead of like bouncing around to random games and stuff, I have more of a set guideline. So either way, just to wrap things up here, total this episode, we went up $35 between the balances, or the bonuses being added to the balances and the gambling. But we went up $16.50 just in gambling. So about half that was just gambling today, and the other half was from bonuses. So that's a nice boost there. Yeah, we're sitting at 565. So we're still making progress. We're still moving in the right direction. And we're still way ahead of the tracker, obviously. We should be at 242. So we're well above that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave some suggestions below. Don't gamble. Join the Discord to hang out with everyone, and it's a good community. You guys are all awesome, so keep it up, and I'll see you guys next video. All right, peace.